One of the 2 regular season matchups, but of course, game 2 of at least 3 matchups between the Mounties and the Raiders. I'm Jack Healey along with Perry Bove. Our engineer tonight is Jamie Greeno, and we have an excellent crowd on a rather balmy night here at the Royce Vandigo Arena. So we can't ask for anything more. 60 degrees or whatever it was during the course of the day today. It's MSJ and Rutland. What more can you ask for? And both teams evenly matched. The Raiders sky high after a monumental victory over Brattleboro 3-1. The Mounties coming off a solid victory over Mount Mansfield, a game that we had for you the other night on WSYB by a score of 4-1. And our opener tonight of our doubleheader, it was Schenectady stopping the Otters by a score of 6-4. We'll be back to talk about this matchup number 2, the Mounties and the Raiders, after this timeout.
Sport this season is Replay Sports, where you will definitely...
Royce Vandigo, the Raiders making their way onto the ice right now. Rutland High, the home team. Let's check the starting lineups. MSJ coming into this game at 7-2-1 on the year. The Raiders at 5-3-1. Of course, the tie for both clubs is that game that we talked about, the Holiday Tournament Championship game that went into the books as a 4-all tie. The Raiders winning the championship as we kept on going, as you know, to the 3rd overtime. And thus the Raiders winning the Holiday Tournament Championship. But again, as far as the overall records are concerned, that is a tie 4-4 after one sudden death overtime period. MSJ, the visiting team, will check the starting lineups for the Mounties first. Coach Jeff Johnson will have Mike Hogan in goal, Jeff Brisbane centering line of McGregor, Chadwick, and Luke Bauman, Chris Cosgrove, and Kurt Bomborgi at the points. Billy Babb centering line of Eric Gable and Trey Schaff. Kevin Doherty and John Babb will be seeing action along with Trevor Schaff, Colin Brandon, Brett LaFaso, and also seeing action in this game tonight will be Chris Mason and also Keith Hannigan for MSJ. For the Raiders, starting in goal for Coach Glenn Olson will be Mike Coppinger here. And we've been looking forward to this one since that night shortly after Christmas, in which Rutland won that Holiday Tournament Championship game 5-4 in 3 overtimes.
Should be another beauty. MSJ and Rutland again. It's a hard one to predict because Rutland, coming off that very solid win against Brattleboro, they're definitely going to be on an emotional high tonight, as well as MSJ coming off a win last week. So it should be a definite go for the money tonight for both teams.
Well, the interesting thing is after Rutland won that Holiday Tournament game, they suffered a letdown and lost to Hartford. So, of course, they had a big game against Brattleboro and beat them at Brattleboro. And the key is for them is, will they come out flat or will they be sky high after that win? Probably sky high because it's MSJ, the following opponent. Maybe another opponent, they might come out a little bit flat. MSJ dominating against Mount Mansfield, a game in which they won 4-1. Could have been worse. The Mount Mansfield goaltender, Mike Mason, had a big game. Mount Mansfield, a club that's now 0-11, but a team that's been in most games, and they're a lot better than that 0-11 record might indicate.
The Mounties definitely have an emotional stride tonight. They're going to try to win this game because the last time, even though it was not on the record books as a win for Rutland, it's still in MSJ's mind as a loss to them. So they're going to try to repeat.
So it's Rutland and MSJ, game 2 tonight and game 2 between the two in 94-95. We'll be back with more in our pregame show after this time.
Battle round 2 between tonight's visitors, the Mounties of Mount St. Joseph Academy, and the home team Raiders of Rutland High School. Introducing first the visitors, starting in goal number 30, Mike Hogan. On defense, number 3, Captain Kurt Bombargi. On defense, number 12, Chris Cosgrove. At center, number 11, Jeff Brisbane. At left wing, number 2, McGregor Chadwick. On right wing, number 17, Luke Bauman. Number 14, Captain Bill Babb. Number 8, Kevin Doherty. Number 16, Trey Schaff. Number 9, Eric Abel. Number 4, Colin Brannon. Number 15, Keith Hannigan. Number 20, Trevor Schaff. Number 29, Brett LaFaso. Number 5, John Babb. And number 21, Chris Mason. The Mounties are coached by Jeff Johnson, assisted by Paul Hogan and Gary Lanabush. And for the home team, Rutland Red Raiders, in goal number 30, Mike Carpenter. Number 19, J.D. Smith. Number 15, Matt Healey. At center, number 7, Captain T.J. Moran. At left wing, number 10, Captain Brian Goodchild. On the right wing, number 20, Gene Campbell. Backup goaltender, number 1, Lane Patorti. Number 2, Jeff McFerrin. Number 4, Henry Alberico. Number 5, George Casey. Number 6, Jason Johnson. Number 9, Mike Gunther. Number 12, Jenny Everett. Number 13, Ryan Maxfield. Number 16, Captain Frank Vaccaro. Number 17, Adam Walk. Number 18, Sam Hall. And number 22, Mike Goodwin. The Raiders are coached by Glenn Olson, assisted by Dirk Seifert. Please rise for our national anthem.
Defeating the Otters by a score of 6-4. So we're set to go. MSJ will be going left to right here in the first period. Rutland will be going right to left. Mike Hogan in goal for the Mounties off to our left, and Mike Coppinger in goal for the Raiders off to our right.
It's great when you see two teams like this in the beginning of the year vastly improving. Each time we see them getting better and better. Should be interesting tonight to see who's got the advantage here with both teams striving for this win.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Again, Rutland at 5-3-1 on the year. The Mounties are 7-2-1 on the year. Chris Cosgrove and Kurt Bombargi will be at the points for MSJ. Jeff Brisbane up with Luke Bauman and McGregor Chadwick. It'll be TJ Moran, Brian Goodchild, and Gene Campbell for the Raiders. And Matt Daly and J.B. Smith getting the starting nod at the points actually here as we start things off. Again, the Raiders going right to left. The Mounties going left to right here in the first period. TJ Moran will take the draw with Jeff Brisbane. Two teams will meet again later on in the year. Could meet 4 times depending on whether they meet in the postseason. Puck down in the MSJ Rutland matchup number 2 underway. J.B. Smith, his own zone for the Raiders. Lost it to Bauman. Bauman managed to get the puck. Now David of Coppinger. Rebound around the near boards. It comes to Goodchild up to Moran. Moran at center for Rutland High. Up over the red line. Moran to the blue line. Fires in. Deflected by Bombargi. Puck loose. It comes back to Moran. And Moran has it poked away as it came out to center and knocked into the zone by Sam Hall. And back forward, Kurt Bombargi, Mountie zone. Starts it out right wing side, sends it off the far boards, too far for Abel. Back forward, Frankie Vaccaro for Rutland High to George Casey. Casey backhands it for Gunther. Bumped by Shaft as he got it into the Mountie zone. And we have a penalty coming up here for holding. Well, Brian Goodchild, he's okay. He came off the ice. He was hit hard at center ice and went down. And he is okay, though, as he came off in the first shift of the game. This penalty is on Trevor Shaft for holding, and Rutland High will be going on the power play. Trevor Shaft Trey Shaft, I should say. Trey Shaft going off for holding for MSJ. Trevor, of course, is his brother, who's also on the Mountie team. Trey Shaft going off for holding for MSJ. So Rutland goes on the power play. No score, 13:36 remaining here in the first period. As the draw will come in the Mountie zone. TJ Moran in with Goodchild and also Campbell. Moran had it for a moment. Bombargi clears it out and all the way back down into the Raiders zone. So Goodchild back in there on the power play is okay. The Raiders are on the power play as Matt Daly starts it up the middle for Rutland High. Sends it right wing side for Vaccaro. Chops it out to center too far for Moran into the Mountie zone. And Bombargi swats it back out to center where Vaccaro pokes it ahead to Moran. Over the Mountie line. Moran to the right wing circle. Grabs it along the far boards, bothered by Cosgrove. Vaccaro comes over. Brisbane also over there for the Mounties. And a 27 left on the Raider power play. As Vaccaro tries to dig it out, bumped by Brisbane. Brisbane finds it and clears it the length of the ice. Minute 20 left on the Raider power play. No score early going. 12:52 remaining in the first period. As starting it out is Matt Daly. Left wing pass now for Goodchild up to center for Rutland High. Sends it now to TJ Moran. Moran at the red line. His pass stopped at the Mountie line by Chadwick, and he clears all the way into the Raiders zone on Coppinger, and Coppinger leaves it for Matt Daly. 58 seconds left on the Raider power play. The penalty to MSJ's Trey Shaft. Goodchild with it up to center. Ryan Goodchild for the Raiders to Moran off his stick. Will trickle in on Hogan. Steers it to the far corner. Back forward, Chris Cosgrove. Cosgrove tries to clear. Kept in by Daly at the point. Fires to the near boards. Over for it from Bargy. Tries to drop it up to center. Knocked down. Moran grabs it. The Goodchild at the point. Fires in wide. Comes off the end board to Vaccaro. Tried to center it. Went by Moran. Comes along the near boards. With it now is Goodchild. Overskates it for a moment. McGregor Chadwick finds it and clears all the way back down into the Raider zone. 22 seconds left on the Raider power play, and back forward is Matt Daly. Daly starts it out right wing side. Trying to tap it off the far boards. Abel fanned on it at center, and Daly finally pokes it all the way into the Mountie zone. Back forward from Bargy. Swats it all the way around the boards. Casey steals in the zone. Casey has it poke checked away by Bombargi. 3 seconds left in the Raider power play. Bombargi gets it and then clears it the length of the ice. And this will go in on Coppinger. The penalty is over to Shaft. Both teams at full strength. Goodchild lost it in the zone to Eric Abel. Goodchild gets it back again for Rutland up to center. Up over the red line, over the Mountie line on Kevin Doherty. And he got it to the corner and then sent it in behind Hogan. And back forward is Kurt Bombargi for MSJ. Clears it out to center. Ryan Maxfield finds it. Steers back into the Mountie zone. And back forward for MSJ is Kevin Doherty. Doherty starts it out right wing side for Trey Shaft. Sends it out to center now for Eric Abel. Abel left to right over the Raider line. Eric Abel drops it for Billy. Equal to the challenge.
MSJ, really good pressure there. They had to caught Rutland in back there. Beautiful shot by Babb on net.
Jason Johnson taking the draw for the Raiders against Jeff Brisbane. Off the draw, the Raiders control. Frankie Vaccaro swats it around near side for Jeff McFerrin, who's in there. And it goes to Sam Hall, who clears it out to center. Jeff Brisbane with it for MSJ. Skates it over the Raider line. Bumped by Johnson along the near boards. Goes to Cosgrove and Bombargi. No score, 10:36 remaining in the first period. Draw to the right of Mike Coppinger in the Raiders zone. TJ Moran for the Raiders, Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties. Off the draw goes to Frankie Vaccaro, swats it around near boards for Brian Goodchild. Goodchild skates it out to center. Off the near board, sends it now for Campbell. Over the Mountie line, left wing circle, backhander across the crease. Wanted to go to Moran. Grabs it off the far boards out to the right point to Hall. One times it, knocked down in the circle by Cosgrove. Cosgrove looking for it, but it goes to Moran. His shot, and the puck is deflected up. Where did it go? Did it go up over the glass?
I think it went up over the net.
It went up over the net. I never saw it come back down. Yeah, went back up over the net and out of play.
I think Hogan did get a piece of that one.
He might have.
Oh. Bombargi?
And Bombargi deflected it. It went over the net and over everything. So we'll have the draw to the left of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. 10:14 left first period, no score. Off the draw goes to Bombargi, but he lost it to Moran, far boards. Moran tried to feed it out to the point. Intercepted by Chadwick, up to center over the Raider line, down the middle. Fires in on Coppinger, save, and on the rebound, Chadwick scores. And MSJ leads it 1-0. Grabbed his own rebound and scored. 1-0 Mounties with 10 minutes remaining first period.
That was a lone goal by McGregor Chadwick, I believe, on that one. He came all the way down on a 2-on-1 situation. He kept the puck and used the defenseman for Rutland as a screen and shot it right on Coppinger and got the rebound on his own and popped it right up in the right-hand corner.
McGregor Chadwick had the initial shot. Coppinger made the save. Coppinger was down.
Unassisted goal by McGregor Chadwick.
No, McGregor Chadwick getting the goal, and Chris Cosgrove and Jeff Brisbane on the assists. Referee Brian Collmore is telling us all the stuff over here, Perry. So Cosgrove and Brisbane on the assist. Chadwick on to the goal, tucking in his own rebound past Coppinger. 1-0 MSJ here. Mike Gunther skates it over the Mountie line. Bumped by Bombargi as he goes down. Maxfield sends it in behind Hogan to the far corner now. Took a funny bounce off the corner. Goes back to Maxfield. Maxfield controlling. Maxfield has it knocked down by Babb. Maxfield gets it back again. Turnaround shot saved by Hogan. Nice shot by Maxfield from the far boards. As the puck is still in the Mountie zone. Bombargi hit by Casey. Got it out to center. Went back into the zone off Smith, but Babb get it out to center. Now Matt Daly skates it over the red line and dumps it into the Mountie zone. Casey to the right wing circle, fires in behind Hogan. Around the boards it comes as the Mounties clear it out to center off the stick of Trey Schacht. And now with it is Abel over the Raider line. Abel down the middle, trickles in on Coppinger. He smothers the puck and hangs on. 1-0 MSJ, 9:05 remaining in the first period. Remember that earlier game, MSJ had gone ahead 4-1 in the third period before Rutland made the comeback and tied it at 4 apiece.
Rutland seems to be a second and third period team. MSJ seems to be a first and second period team.
The draw to the left to Mike Coppinger in the Raiders zone. It'll be Jeff Brisbane taking the draw against TJ Moran. Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties, Moran for the Raiders. Off the draw goes to Sam Hall behind his own cage. Still controlling. Looking left wing side. Up too far for Goodchild to center. Kevin Doherty with it. Backhanded pass intercepted by Moran over the Mountie line. Moran ridden by Chadwick. Got it to the circle. Poked away. Puck loose in the circle. They're chopping at it. Back for Chris Cosgrove behind his own cage. Swats it around near boards for Luke Bauman. Can't clear. Vaccaro keeps it at the point. Fires in, deflected off his own man. Moran is skating it out to center for the Mounties. Is Chadwick to Brisbane. Brisbane over the Raider line. Brisbane cuts in on Coppinger. In behind Coppinger now. Jeff Brisbane bumped by Vaccaro. Wanted to go to Chadwick, but skating out with it now is TJ Moran. He clears it to center for the Raiders, but Bombargi sends it to Cosgrove, and he steers it all the way back down on Coppinger, who leaves it for Frankie Vaccaro. Vaccaro on the fly to center as the Mounties change up. Backhands it to the Mountie line, where it's cleared out by Cosgrove to Babb. Babb over the Raider line along the far boards. Bumped by Goodchild. It goes to Schaft, left wing circle. Quick wrist shot, save Coppinger, and he hangs on. 7:58 left first period. 1-0 MSJ on the goal by McGregor Chadwick.
It was assisted by Cosgrove and Brisbane. MSJ putting on some excellent pressure. They caught Rutland twice with their defenseman down.
Jason Johnson taking the draw with Babb to the right of Coppinger, out to the left point. Cosgrove steers it into the end board, and backboard J.B. Smith for Rutland High. J.B. Smith up to Johnson. He's bumped by Babb along the near boards. He goes down out to the right point to Bamborgi. Shot saved. Left pad of Coppinger. J.B. Smith goes down. Jen Everett comes over. Jen Everett at the end board in behind her own goaltender. Jen Everett starts it out left wing side now for Rutland High. Jen Everett avoids Babb, gets it out to center. Abel backhands it back into the zone. Skating it out now is Matt Daly. Daly over the Mountie line. Daly to the far corner. Daly bothered by Cosgrove. Daly digs it out. Centers it for Everett. Quick shot. And the save by Hogan, and he hangs on. Jen Everett was there. So was Matt Daly. And Hogan, equal to the challenge, will have the draw to the left of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone.
Good chance by Jan Everett. She flipped the puck up, but boy, I tell you, Mike Hogan was right there. That puck was kind of flopping right over his stick on that one. He ended up getting it with his glove, though.
Here's Trevor Shaft in now. Well, he was in for a moment now. McGregor Chadwick comes back in. Trevor Shaft is out. Mike Gunther taking the draw for the Raiders, and Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties to the left of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. 1-0 Mounties. And a quick shot off the draw, saved by Hogan off the stick of George Casey, and the Mounties clear it. The length of the ice, this will be icing. Whistle down against MSJ. 7:08 left first period. MSJ 1 and Rutland nothing. The draw in the Mountie zone to the right of Mike Hogan.
Exciting first period so far.
Mike Gunther will take the draw for the Raiders. Brisbane for the Mounties off the draw. Gunther looking forward. It's tapped back to Bamborgi from Bauman. Can't clear. Hall at the point. Shot goes in wide. Around the boards. Comes out to Vaccaro at the far boards. Lost it to Doherty. Can't clear. Maxfield keeps it in at the line. Maxfield squirts it to the circle where Bamborgi picks it up for MSJ. Skates it out to center. Pass up to Brisbane. Brisbane over the line. We got a Raider down and hurt. It's Maxfield. Back in the Mountie zone. He's up again. He'll be okay. So we'll get a stoppage in play with 6:46 left in the first period. We'll have 2 7th player award winners from H.A. Eddy Energy Fast Break at the end of the game, and 2 J.P. Carrer & Sons MVPs at the end of the game. The draw will come just outside the Raider zone. Trevor Shaft is in with Eric Abel and Trey Shaft, Chris Cosgrove and Kurt Bamborgi for the Mounties. T.J. Moran, Gene Campbell, Brian Goodchild, Sam Hall, and Frankie Vaccaro. Goes into the Raider zone where Vaccaro swats it off the far boards for Goodchild. By him, triples to the Mountie line. Bamborgi sends it too far for Trey Shaft. And Sam Hall sends it back the other way. Moran now in the Mountie zone. Top of the right wing circle. Shot goes in behind Hogan. Goodchild plays the puck. Sent it in front, intended for Moran. And he couldn't get a stick on it. Trevor Shaft to Trey Shaft at center. Trey over the line. Trey Shaft ridden off the puck by Moran. Kept alive by Cosgrove, but poked out to center, and Moran with it now. Moran over the Mountie line. Lines it up. Puck on edge. Goes now to Campbell. Backhanded pass intended for Goodchild. Knocked away. All right wing circle. Flips it in. Knocked away in front. Goes to the far corner. Cosgrove sends it out to Trey Shaft, and Trey Shaft steers it back into the Raider zone, and back forward is Frankie Vaccaro. Frankie Vaccaro for Rutland High. Sends it right wing side for Campbell. Steers it into the Mountie zone. Back forward from Bamborgi. Swats it around his own goaltender along the near boards out to center where Frankie Vaccaro has it. Frankie Vaccaro had it knocked down on the line off his own man. Now Brisbane skates it the other way for the Mounties. Cuts in on Coppinger. Coppinger makes the save, and a juggling glove save by Coppinger as the puck went up into the air. He hangs on as the net came off the mooring. Exciting first period. MSJ 1, Rutland nothing. 5:36 left in the first period.
Brisbane with a good rush there on the left-hand side coming down. Mike Coppinger there for the save. Brisbane definitely a factor in this first period.
Gunther, Maxfield, and Casey in now for Rutland. Brisbane, Bauman, and Gregor Chadwick up for MSJ with Doherty and Bamborgi at the points. Brisbane and Gunther taking the draw to the right of Coppinger, and off the draw, Brisbane shot saved. Coppinger, and he smothers the puck with Bauman waiting at the doorstep. We'll have another draw here in the Raider zone. Gunther for the Raiders and Brisbane for the Mounties off the draw. Loose in the circle. Brisbane looking for it. Gunther there. Daly comes over. Still in the circle now. Casey comes over. And we got a penalty coming up here as McGregor Chadwick controls for the Mounties the penalty against the Raiders. McGregor Chadwick is hit at the end board. And Matt Daly finally touches up. Here comes the penalty. And a penalty for holding on Matt Daly. And so MSJ will be going on the power play. Rutland had a power play opportunity earlier and couldn't cash in.
MSJ is one of the teams that can really dominate on the power play. Daly being one of Rutland's better skaters, it should be interesting to see if MSJ can put one in the net here.
So we'll see here. The draw will come to the right of Mike Coppinger. MSJ with a 1-0 lead, 5:16 remaining here in the first period. And MSJ on his first power play opportunity of the hockey game. Brian Goodchild and Jeff Brisbane on the draw to the right of Coppinger. Off the draw, bouncing puck. It comes out to the point to Bomborgi. Skates it left to right. Lets a screamer go. Save. Coppinger. Off the rebound, J.B. Smith clears it out to center. All the way back down to the Mountie zone. On a chase, Campbell with Chadwick. Campbell beats Chadwick to the puck, then goes down. Chadwick does too. Chadwick gets up again and squeezes it loose for Kurt Bomborgi, who starts it out right wing side. Bomborgi up to center now to Brisbane over the Raider line to Babb. He wanted to go. Knocked away by J.B. Smith as he clears out to center. Back for it, McGregor Chadwick for MSJ. A minute 30 left on the MSJ power play. 4:40 left first period. MSJ with a 1-0 lead. Bomborgi up to center to Bauman. Bauman over the Raider line goes to Babb. Babb has to play it along the near boards. Fires in a rocket from the near board save. Coppinger, and he makes the save and hangs on. Minute 16 left on the Mountie power play. 4:32 left in the first period. 1-0 MSJ.
MSJ utilizing their advantage here, using the points very well. Bauman and Bomborgi have really a lot of work today.
Draw to the left of Coppinger in the Raider zone. Bill Babb taking the draw for the Mounties. T.J. Moran for the Raiders. And off the draw goes to Casey. Casey looking for an opening. Swats it off the near boards all the way back down into the Mountie zone. And back for Kurt Bomborgi. Kurt Bomborgi will send it off the glass behind his own goaltender up left wing side for Cosgrove. Initially fanned in the pass, but finally gets it up to the skates of Babb to Abel over the line. Abel right to left. Gunther back to steal the puck and clear it. And all the way back down to the Mountie zone. Nice play for Mike Gunther. 50 seconds left on the MSJ power play. Bomborgi swats it around far side. Took a funny bounce. It goes to Moran. Moran hit by Abel as he went down the slot. And back for it Bomborgi. Up over the red line from outside the blue line. Fires in and a save by Coppinger. Coppinger leaves it for Frankie Vaccaro. 30 seconds left on the MSJ power play. Vaccaro avoids Trey Schaff, finds an opening and clears it the length of the ice. And back for it will be Kevin Doherty for MSJ. Kevin Doherty sends it up now to center ice for Trey Schaff. Trey Schaff near his own line, shadowed by Campbell. Lost it to Goodchild. Goodchild swats it back into the Mountie zone. 10 seconds left on the MSJ power play. Kevin Doherty's pass too far for Trevor Schaff. J.B. Smith sends it back into the Mountie zone for Rutland High, and back for it is Chris Cosgrove. Swats it around far boards. Over is Campbell in the Mountie zone. Shoots in on Hogan, and he leaves it for Cosgrove. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. And Cosgrove clears it the length of the ice. This will be icing against MSJ. So MSJ did not cash in on their power play, and the same for the Raiders earlier. 3:06 left in the first period. 1-0 Mounties. The goal by McGregor Chadwick.
MSJ, however, doing a lot of pressure on net with that power play opportunity. They've had several shots and several chances, but just cannot cash in.
The draw to the left of Mike Hogan in the MSJ zone. Brisbane and Jason Johnson. And off the draw, still in the circle, Johnson grabs it along the far board, sends it in behind the cage. Wanted to go to Jen Everett, but Doherty gets the puck and sends it out to Bauman. Bauman gets it to center to Brisbane. Brisbane pokes it into the Raiders zone. Brisbane chases it down, left wing circle. Fires in on Coppinger, makes the save, and covers up on the rebound at his feet with his glove. We'll have a stoppage in play here.
Jeff Brisbane, one of the Mounties, seems like he's on fire tonight.
We'll have the draw to the right of Mike Coppinger in the Raiders zone. 2:46 left in the first period. Bill Babb will take the draw with Johnson. And it's to the end board now. Matt Daly behind his own cage for Rutland High. Pass deflected. Doherty keeps it in at the point. Flips to the slot. Schaff looking for it. Babb looking for it. Schaff again. And the save by Coppinger with Abel waiting at the doorstep. Trey Schaff, a couple of opportunities right in front of Sam Hall and Frankie Vaccaro. Gene Campbell, Brian Goodchild, and T.J. Moran come back in for Rutland High. McGregor, Chadwick, Brisbane, and Bauman for MSJ. 2:30 left first period. 1-0 MSJ on the goal by McGregor Chadwick.
Got to hand it to Mike Coppinger on that last play. He really took the initiative and came out to meet that puck and cover it up.
Brisbane on the draw for the Mounties. T.J. Moran for the Raiders. To the left of Mike Coppinger. And off the draw, still in the circle. Chadwick picks it up. A shot deflected off the glass behind Coppinger. Cosgrove comes over. Mounties taking play in the Raiders zone. Vaccaro digs it out and clears it out to center where Bombargi has it at the red line. Fires back in behind Mike Coppinger. And he leaves it for Frankie Vaccaro. Vaccaro swings it out for Campbell. Can't control it along the far boards. Hit by Cosgrove. Still in the Raiders zone. Chadwick tries to dig it out. And Moran finally squeezes it to the Mountie line. And back in his own zone is Bombargi for MSJ. 2 minutes left in the first period. Bombargi to Cosgrove at center. Lost it to Goodchild. Over the line. Let's fire. Pad save. Left pad of Hogan. Off the rebound. Bombargi wanted to go up to Chadwick. Bumped. Kept in by Moran. Sends it in on Hogan. And he smothers the puck with Goodchild waiting at the doorstep. So we'll have a draw in the Mountie zone to the left of Mike Hogan. 1:46 left in the first period. MSJ 1 and Rutland 0. We do know we have some static on our signal, which happens when there's a bigger crowd, so we didn't have it for the first game. We apologize for that and just try to fight our way through it. It's intermittent.
It's the electricity in the air, definitely.
Gunther will take the draw for Rutland. Bill Babb for the Mounties to the left of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. Still in the circle. Maxfield trying to dig it out. And it's dug out by Gunther in behind Hogan. Sends it in front. Quick shot. Maxfield. And Hogan knocks it away. Abel tries to knock it away. And we have a whistle here now.
The net came off the mooring.
Yeah, that's what happened. The net came off the mooring.
Hogan with 2 beautiful saves.
1:34 remaining in the first period. MSJ with a 1-0 lead.
Rutland trying to stuff that last one in there.
J.B. Smith and Matt Daly at the points. Gunther, Casey, and Maxfield up for Rutland. It's Billy Babb with Eric Abel, who's now taking the draw, and also Trey Schaff. Kurt Bombargi and Kevin Doherty at the point. Still in the circle, the left of Hogan. As now with it Bombargi, and he manages to squeeze it out to center, where J.B. Smith finds it. Knocks it back into the Mountie zone, where Bombargi gets it back out to center, and back for J.B. Smith, his own zone for Rutland. Up to Maxfield at center. Send it to the Mountie line, where Doherty knocks it down. Now Babb sends it to the Raider line, where Daly has it, and Daly sends it back into the Mountie zone off Gunther, and Bombargi clears it back out to center, and back for it is Matt Daly for Rutland. Sends it back to the Mountie line, where Doherty has it. Less than a minute remaining first period. 1-0 MSJ. As Schaff steers the puck into the Raider zone, and back for it is Matt Daly behind his own cage. Matt Daly sends it out to center, where Doherty plays it at the red line for MSJ. Sends it near side now for Bombargi. He dumps it into the Raiders zone. Deflected to Chadwick. Left wing circle. Fires in. Save. Coppinger. Bauman can't get a stick on the rebound. Left wing circle. Brisbane. His shot. Save in front. Bauman now goes to the corner. Lost it to Moran. Moran can't clear. Chadwick keeps it in. 30 seconds left in the period. Comes out of the zone. And Chadwick will have to wait for everybody to clear. Goes to Cosgrove over the line. Bumped by Daly. Moran comes over. Finally, Chadwick sends it in behind Coppinger. 18 seconds left in the first period. Bauman with it. Sends it now to McGregor Chadwick in behind Coppinger. He wanted to go to Brisbane. Between his legs out to Bombargi. His rifle shot goes wide off the end board. Played by Chadwick. Ridden off the puck. Brisbane comes over. Brisbane trying to send it in front. Poked away. Comes out to Campbell. That's the end of the first period. And after a period, a very exciting period indeed, it's 1-0 MSJ. That was a nice play by J.B. Smith. He was the one that poked it away in front. After a period, our score, MSJ 1, Rutland 0. We'll be back to talk about it after this timeout.
The best play.
job engineering tonight. MSJ 1 and Rutland nothing as we get set for the second period. New ice just about down. Game tonight will be televised on Channel 15 at a later date. Jack Abel is the cameraman. Nice crowd, great electricity in the air. This is what it's all about. This is all I've asked for.
Gotta love it. Both teams, MSJ and Rutland, even though the first period here, you gotta wonder what each coach is saying to their players in the locker room at this point. It could be anybody's game still.
I was thinking, we were talking during the break here, a nice play by J.B. Smith toward the tail end of the first period. Raider defenseman J.B. Smith.
It's a goal saver, definitely.
Yeah, definitely so. Mike Coppinger has been busy. Mike Hogan, a couple of testers, though, however, for MSJ as well. And it's shaping up to be a good hockey matchup here at the Royce Mandigo Arena. Again, at the end of the game, we'll have two H.A. Eddy Energy Fast Break Award winners, the 7th Player Award winners, the unsung hero for both teams, both getting the caps. We should be catching up at least on the H.A. Eddy Energy Awards this week. I have a whole box full of caps to give away, and we will be catching up within a couple of weeks as far as J.P. Carrera and Sons MVPs are concerned. J.P. Carrera and Sons MVPs get all the souvenirs from J.P. Carrera and Sons. Still, it's a relatively warm night, of course, and so it takes a little while. We did that earlier game tonight, and between the Otters and Schenectady, again won by Schenectady 6-4, and right after the second period, Chuck, when we was up here, there was an icing call. We said, well, icing's coming up, and the puck went the length of the ice and stopped in a puddle.
Red line.
And never went the whole way, so they had to wave off icing. So they're scraping off with a squeegee some of the extra water here.
It was the longest delayed call I've ever seen in my life.
Icing and then plop, and then for the first couple of minutes of the period, it just everything just stopped. The puck would stop all the time.
I think they're going to wait it out a little bit longer here.
Yeah, they are. There's some extra water for sure. Both teams had power play opportunities in the first period. The Raiders had the first one and didn't cash in, and the Mounties had the second one and couldn't cash in. And again, on that McGregor-Chadwick goal, which was assisted by Cosgrove in Brisbane, McGregor-Chadwick tucked in his own rebound. Coppinger made the initial save, and then Chadwick had virtually the empty net for his second opportunity, and he banged it home.
McGregor-Chadwick did a lot of hustle that period. He really made things happen for MSJ, but on the other hand, Mike Coppinger really came up with some big saves for Rutland.
The Hubbards are here. The Bombardies are here.
The MSJ fans are here.
Well, that was one of each. One of each. The Bombardies and the Hubbards. I saw them dancing the other night to Rock and Roll Part 2 by Gary Glitter.
Some of the signs are holding up.
Lacking here.
I don't think we can repeat over the air.
I think they took that one down. Signs, we love Coppinger. Go. Mike Coppinger had a huge game at Brattleboro the other night. He had 27 saves.
Goes to show you the unbeatable is beatable. Brattleboro being the top team in the division at this point. Rutland taking them right off of their pedestal.
Well, both teams out. Will be set here momentarily for second period action. MSJ with a 1-0 lead. MSJ will be going right to left. Rutland going left to right here in the second period. And the young guns, Brisbane, Chadwick, and Bauman, which Chuck Florino gave them that name last year. I've been trying to give names for 20 years, and they've never stuck. Well, when I try, they don't stick.
Well, let's see. I call the first line for Rutland, and they're a man down, the fabulous 4.
Well, that's not too bad.
That'd be good.
Fab 4, huh?
Good Child, Moran, Vaccaro.
Skating around, still squeegeeing stuff here. The water on the...
They don't always work, Jack. The name.
No, they don't.
Always work.
They don't always click.
Sometimes you catch them.
See, they got... What is that stuff? Yeah, that's... it comes out of a can or something.
Silly string.
And what's it made out of? Clay or something?
Some biodegradable stuff.
Oh, I hope so. Anyway, they got some of that stuff over there.
Hopefully something that
It
doesn't...
looks like bubble gum. It comes out in strings or something.
something that doesn't hamper the freezing ability of the ice out here.
See, the fans off to our right have that stuff.
At one time years ago, MSJ came out with the Zamboni. They put some green dye in the Zamboni. We had green ice.
No kidding. I don't remember that.
Raha people weren't too happy about that one.
I don't recall. What year was that? Early
That was
80s?
that was in 1980.
1980.
The year of Bob Butterfield. And it was Jim Larkin's first year of coaching.
Sure Larkin didn't do it?
I wouldn't doubt it, but I won't say it over the air. I'm not going to get
I'll say it. I wouldn't
won't
doubt
matter now.
All right, we're set to go here in the second period. MSJ with a 1-0 lead. That goal by McGregor Chadwick. Jeff Brisbane with McGregor Chadwick, Luke Bauman, Kurt Bombargi, Chris Cosgrove, TJ Moran, Brian Goodchild, Gene Campbell, J.B. Smith, and Matt Daly for Rutland High, as now there's an extra puck on the ice.
Something either team could use.
Mike Hogan in goal off to our right for MSJ. Mike Coppinger for the Raiders off to our left. And the puck down. We're underway in the second period. Puck goes to the Raider line where Smith swats it to the Mountie zone. And back forward is Kurt Bombargi for MSJ. And he shoots at the length of the ice all the way on Coppinger. And he'll steer it out. Intended for J.B. Smith. Stolen away by Chadwick. Goes to Bauman. And Brisbane looking for it. Bauman is hit at the slot by Campbell. Bauman gets it back again along the near boards. Goes to Cosgrove. Now to Chadwick to Bauman near corner. He's bumped. Puck loose to the end board behind Coppinger, and Moran swats it around far boards for Goodchild, tries to kick it out, kept in at the point by Bombargi, shot it in on Coppinger, had to make the save. Moran says it's sent out for the Raiders' right wing side from Daly up to Campbell. Brisbane at center finds it and shoots it back in behind Coppinger, and backboard is Matt Daly for Rutland High. Left wing pass now for Goodchild, still in the Raiders' zone, kept in the zone by Trey Schaff, fires in, deflected on the way in, it goes wide, it was deflected by Chadwick, and it comes along the near boards for Cosgrove, lines it up, and a save by Coppinger would have gone wide anyway, but a whistle here, and a penalty apparently coming up. Or what is the call here? I don't know.
I didn't see any signal wave.
No, yeah, there is a penalty.
Too many men on the ice.
Too many men on the ice. There is a penalty for MSJ. Too many men on the ice. And let's see. And who will be serving the penalty? I thought they called a penalty here.
Too many men.
Yeah, too many men on the ice. I'm just saying who will be serving the penalty here. Early going second period. Rutland will be going on the power play. Their second power play opportunity of the hockey game.
MSJ bench getting a warning by one of the referees here. That's all they need.
Just
is another
discussing
man.
is who will be serving the penalty. It'll be Bill Babb.
Has to be somebody who was on the ice at the time.
It'll be Babb serving the penalty. So the draw coming just outside the Raider zone. It'll be a Raider power play, their second of the game. Vaccaro comes in with Daly, Moran, Campbell. Goodchild already in on the Raider power play. Brisbane, Bauman, Bombargi, and Chadwick for MSJ. Penalty killing unit. 14:02 left second period. MSJ with a 1-0 lead. Early going second period, and again the Raiders on the power play off the draw. Vaccaro initially banned on his own line. Brisbane sends it into the Raiders zone where Goodchild gets it out to center. Chadwick finds it at the red line, dumps it all the way in, and Coppinger leaves it for Matt Daly. The Raiders on their second power play of the hockey game. Mounties whistle down for too many men on the ice, and Babb is serving the penalty. Goodchild at center for Rutland. Goodchild and Moran over the Mountie line. It's offside. Raiders, and we'll have the draw just outside the Mountie zone. Minute 38 left on the Raider power play.
Good offensive play developing there for Rutland. Too bad they're called on the offside. They had 3 of their men in the zone against 2 of the Mountie D.
So T.J. Moran will be taking the draw for Rutland. Jeff Brisbane for MSJ just outside the Mountie zone. The Raiders on the power play. Off the draw, Bombargi got it up to Bauman, chops it into the Raiders zone. Back forward, Matt Daly. Daly bothered by Bauman as he swats it around near boards. Wanted to go up for Vaccaro, kept in by Brisbane for a moment, but Matt Daly with it now. Matt Daly up to center for Rutland High, up over the red line, over the Mountie line, right wing side. Matt Daly, right wing circle, tried to cut in, back to Steele, Chadwick, and Chadwick on a nice play clears all the way back down to the Raider line, and Brisbane comes over for it. And there's an example. The puck just stopped at the line in a puddle, or Brisbane could have gone in alone. Moran over the Mountie line, fans on it. It goes to Campbell. Campbell now, top of the left wing circle. And Baborgi breaks it loose for Shaft, and Shaft sends it the length of the ice as it will be left by Coppinger for Vaccaro. 52 seconds left in the Raider power play. Vaccaro whistles it to the Mountie line where Chadwick finds it, skates it to the red line and fires all the way in on Coppinger, and he makes the save and leaves it for Vaccaro. Vaccaro starts it out left wing side now for the Raiders. Sends it up to center now for T.J. Moran. Wanted to go to Goodchild off him. Right back to T.J. over the Mountie line. Has it poked away. Back out to center by Bombargi. Daly from his knees fires into the Mountie zone in behind Hogan. 25 seconds left in the Raider power play. As comes along the near boards for Eric Abel, and Abel clears it all the way back down to the Raider zone. Coppinger out of the cage will leave it for Vaccaro. 15 seconds left in the Rutland power play. 12-16 left second period. It's MSJ 1, Rutland nothing. Campbell with it at center ice over the Mountie line. As he goes deep on Bombargi, got it to the circle, cleared out by Abel, where Vaccaro has it now. That'll do the penalty. Skates it over the line, fires in wide. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. J.B. Smith with it for the Raiders. Lost it. Knocked away in front by Bombargi as he clears it off the near boards all the way back down into the Raiders zone. This will go the length of the ice, and this will be icing against MSJ. We saw a couple of examples. Things slowed down a bit. Brisbane very well might have been able to skate the puck down over the Raider line a few moments ago, but the puck just kind of stopped before it got to the blue line in a puddle.
And then we had T.J. Moran on the other end over here, had fanned on a shot because the puck was stopped by a puddle over on his side.
Draw to the left of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. 1-0 Mounties. The goal coming in the first period by McGregor Chadwick. 11:49 remaining in the second period. Gunther taking the draw for the Raiders. Puck loose in the circle. Still loose, and now Chris Cosgrove skates out with it. Backhands it out to center, all the way back down to the Raiders zone. And back forward, Frankie Vaccaro. Frankie Vaccaro, bumped by Babb. Trevor Shaft to the line, sends it back into the Raiders zone behind Coppinger. And back forward is Sam Hall. Sam Hall sends it off left wing side. Well, he had it for a moment. He sent it left wing side, but the Mountie steal. Babb at the left wing circle. Babb has it deflected as it goes to Abel. Wanted to go back to Trevor Shaft at the circle. Trevor Shaft hands on it. It's tried to be chopped away by Casey. Trevor Shaft got it back again. Weak shot in on Coppinger, and it just scrape it up along the far boards where Cosgrove sends it to the corner. Sam Hall tries to clear it out. Yeah, bouncing puck. Casey found it. Finally Gunther with it at center over the red line. A rifle shot in on Hogan, makes the save. Maxfield got a stick on the rebound. It goes wide to the far corner. Bombargi clears it out to center and back forward Sam Hall. His own side of the red line for Rutland High. Skates it back over the red line. Flips it in wide of Hogan to the end board. Back forward Chris Cosgrove behind his own cage. Lost it to Gunther. Swatted away by Hogan. And Abel tried to swing it away, and it came out to Vaccaro. His shot goes in wide. Played by McGregor Chadwick now. Starts it behind his own cage. McGregor Chadwick on the fly up to center. McGregor Chadwick up over the red line. Hit by Vaccaro at the Raider line. Goes loose to Johnson. Sends it around near side for Henry Alberico's in for Rutland. Lost it to Bauman. He lost it at the circle to Daly. Daly clears out to center to Johnson. Johnson ridden off the puck by Bombargi. Is back for Cosgrove in his own zone. Sends it up to Bauman at center. Bauman avoids Johnson. Bauman picks up the puck over the red line. He loses to Jen Everett, but over for it now is Brisbane. Goes to the Raider line and Vaccaro with it. Skates it to the blue line and flips it in behind Hogan. And back for it will be Chris Cosgrove, his own zone for MSJ. Cosgrove sends it out right wing side off Bauman to Brisbane. Brisbane up to center. Brisbane's pass too far for Chadwick into the Raider zone. Back for J.B. Smith for Rutland High. J.B. Smith starts it out right wing side. Got it out for Alberico. Couldn't clear it away. Kept in by Cosgrove. Shot wide to the far boards. Babb comes over out to Doherty right point. Fires in wide of Coppinger. Around the boards to the near corner. Trey Shaft hits Alberico. Now coming over is Matt Daly. And Daly tries to clear. Kept in by Cosgrove at the point. Sent it to the circle. Alberico can't clear. Cosgrove got it back again. Got it to Trey Schaff. Wanted to go to Bab behind him. J.B. Smith looking for it. Goes wide of Coppinger. And he can't clear it. Kept in by Doherty right at the line. Sends it back in behind Coppinger. Matt Daly with it. And he whistles the puck the length of the ice. This will be icing against Rutland. You might have heard Coach Glenn Olson. We could hear him yelling ice at ice. And he'd been yelling icing for quite a while. Finally, Daly just did. And so we have the draw in the Raiders zone to the right of Mike Coppinger. 9:01 left, second period. It's 1-0 MSJ.
Well, we've seen several plays developing there from both teams come to a complete halt because of this ice.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's a slower pace here in the second period. Plays are being broken up by the ice here. That's not completely, all the puddles aren't completely gone. Off the draw, coming out of there with it is Campbell up to center. He's got Goodchild with him. Goes to Goodchild over the line. Poked away by Bombargi, but Moran keeps it in. Left wing circle. Knocked away by Bombargi at the circle, and he clears it out to center to Chadwick. One man back, it's Hall. Chadwick over the line. Chadwick is hit by Campbell. It goes to Coppinger. Swats it away along the near boards. It's in the Raiders zone. Brisbane digs it out. Brisbane at the circle. Bauman there. Brisbane and Bauman. Chadwick comes over. Hall tries to knock it away. It goes to Brisbane to Bauman in the circle. Turnaround save. Coppinger. And it's knocked away. Kept in at the right point by Bombargi. Sends it in behind Coppinger. It comes to the near boards. Campbell tries to dig it out for the Raiders. He falls down. Checked by Brisbane. And finally they can't clear. Doherty at the point. Flips in. And the save by Coppinger. Glove save. And he hangs on with Bauman waiting at the doorstep. Raiders having difficulty getting it out of their own zone. Raiders doing that, and the Mounties putting on the pressure. 1-0 Mounties with 8:14 left in the second period. Draw to the right of Mike Coppinger.
Boy, the points had their work cut out for him on that last drive. The Mounties putting on some good pressure on Mike Coppinger. However, the Raiders getting very physical down in their own end.
Babb and Gunther on the draw. Trey Schaff poking at it at the slot. Over is Eric Abel. Sends it to the far corner for Schaff. He goes down as J.B. Smith comes over and clears it out left wing side for Ryan Maxfield, who skates it out to center. Maxfield over-skated and tried to go on a backhanded pass, intercepted by Bombargi. Dumps it into the Raiders zone. Bombargi along the near boards. Backhander from the boards goes wide to the far corner. Over for J.B. Smith. Tries to clear it away. Gets it to Gunther. Clears it to center. Babb knocks it back into the Raiders zone. And over for J.B. Smith. Clears out to center for Maxfield. Hit by Abel at center. Goes to Bombargi, his own line. Dumps the puck all the way back in on Coppinger. Coppinger flips it way up to center ice. It will trickle all the way to the Mountie zone. Back for it, Bombargi. Flips it off the far boards. J.B. Smith knocks it away. It goes to Abel. And he sent it to the Raiders zone where Casey got it to Gunther. Back up to center. Abel with it. Flips the puck up into the air. Knocked down by J.B. Smith in his own zone for Rutland. Hit by Babb. They both go down. Gunther up to Maxfield at center. Then he gets hit. Maxfield gets hit. Now Maxfield picks it up again over the Mountie line. One man back. Flips in. Save. Hogan to the end board it goes. Cosgrove knocks it to the far corner. Over for it is Luke Bauman. Sends the puck up into the air. Kept in by J.B. Smith. Poked at by Gunther. Backhander in on Hogan. He makes the save and leaves it for Bombargi. And Bombargi clears it the length of the ice. Icing against MSJ. We'll have the draw back in the Mountie zone. 6:51 left, second period. It's a 1-0 hockey game. MSJ leading it on the first period goal with 10 minutes remaining in the first period by McGregor Chadwick.
Earlier, Rutland getting very physical. Now MSJ is really having their share of lumps on Rutland. Chadwick really hasn't been tested very much in this period.
Brisbane will take the draw with Jason Johnson to the right of Hogan. Off the draw. They're looking for it. McFerrin there couldn't get a stick on it. Brisbane skates it out to center. Goes to Bauman over the red line. Bauman has it knocked down at the line by Sam Hall. It's loose in the circle. Bauman again. Flips it in off the glass behind Coppinger. Out along the near boards now to Cosgrove. Fires. Save. Coppinger. He hangs on with Brisbane. Waiting at the doorstep. We'll have the draw to the right of Mike Coppinger in the Raiders zone. Sam Hall shaken up a bit. He comes limping to the Rutland bench. As Trey Schaff, Bill Babb, and Eric Abel will come back in for MSJ. Moran, Campbell, and Goodchild for Rutland High. 6:32 left, second period. It's MSJ 1 and Rutland. The draw to the right of Mike Coppinger. In the Raider zone, it'll be Babb taking the draw for the Mounties with T.J. Moran. Now Doherty comes in for Cosgrove at a point for MSJ. The other point is Bombargi. Off the draw goes to Frankie Vaccaro. Swats it all the way around the boards. Took a funny bounce off the corner. Matt Daly comes over. That's done that all night. Even the first game. Kept in for a moment by Babb, but Goodchild get it out to center. Bombargi has it. Bombargi at the far boards. Sends it off the near boards. Trickles back into the Raider zone. Back forward Vaccaro. Vaccaro out to Campbell. Campbell hit at center. Now with a Doherty at the red line. Fires back into the Raider zone. And people getting tangled up here along the near boards. We do have a penalty coming up here. Vaccaro was getting tangled up with Trey Shaft, or is there going to be a penalty? I guess not. No.
Just an offside call.
Just an offside. That was out of my view. I thought they were going to send both of them off for roughing, but that's not the case. Jeff Brisbane will take the draw with T.J. Moran. 6:06 left second period. 1-0 MSJ. As off the draw goes to Bauman. Backhands it into the Raiders zone. And Vaccaro clears it out to center. Backboard from Borgi. And he sends it off the near boards for McGregor Chadwick. His own side of the red line goes to Brisbane. Dumps it in behind Coppinger. Raiders zone. Coppinger comes out of the cage. Trying to leave it for Daly. Puck comes loose. It goes to Goodchild. To Campbell. Squeezes it out to center to Moran. Moran on Bombargi over the Mountie line. Flips it in off the end board as it went wide of Hogan. Along the far boards, Goodchild sent it to the far corner. Over for T.J. Moran. Wanted to go back to Goodchild. Deflected. Does get to him. Back to Moran behind the cage. Moran sends it to the near corner. Over for McGregor Chadwick. It's in the Mountie zone. Tries to clear. Daly keeps it in. Puck goes way up into the air. Hits the roof here and comes down. And they are going to blow the whistle. It did hit the rafter.
Begin to wonder.
5:23 remaining here in the second period. MSJ with a 1-0 lead.
Rutland coming alive the last couple seconds of that before that whistle. T.J. Moran and Goodchild trying to get some things together.
Draw just outside the Mountie zone here. T.J. Moran for the Raiders. Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties. Off the draw with it is Campbell. Dumps it into the Mountie zone off the near boards. Backboard for MSJ, Chris Cosgrove. And he lost it in the zone to Brian Goodchild. Far corner, Goodchild tries to center it for Campbell. Nobody there, and Chadwick skates it out to center for MSJ over the red line. He goes to Bauman over the Raider line. They're offside. And the draw just outside the Raider zone. 5:05 left second period. 1-0 MSJ.
Match game so far.
Well, it was the first time too. Gunther for the Raiders. Babb for the Mounties on the draw just outside the Raiders zone. Off the draw goes into the Rutland zone. Backboard Matt Daly. Shadowed by Trey Shaft. Got it to Casey. Now skating it out. J.B. Smith has passed too far for Gunther. It'll go the length of the ice. No icing. Backboard for the Mounties. Kevin Doherty wanted to go to Abel. By him. J.B. Smith along the far board. Send it to the end board in behind Hogan. And backboard Chris Cosgrove for MSJ off the near boards for Trey Shaft. Trey Shaft sends it back to the Raiders zone, the length of the ice. This will be icing against MSJ, and we'll have the draw back in the Mountie zone to the left of Mike Hogan. Looks like the ice is still relatively wet. Or is
there's still puddles pretty much everywhere, especially in the corners. If you notice the puck goes down here, it'll stop dead. You get a lot of confusion from either team.
Gunther with Maxfield, Casey, Daly, and J.B. Smith for Rutland. Brisbane, Bauman, Gregor Chadwick, Bombargi, and Doherty for MSJ. Drawn to the left of Hogan, Mountie zone. Loose in the circle. Bauman tries to clear it out. Can't. Daly keeps it in. Flips it in, and it's deflected by Hogan to the end board as he made the save. Casey had it knocked down by Doherty. Doherty trying to clear it away. Daly keeps it in along the far boards. Gunther there. Gunther to the far corner. Gunther changes direction. Mike Gunther still controlling. Ridden off the puck finally by Bombargi. Bumped in behind Hogan. Puck comes loose right wing side for Luke Bauman. And Bauman still in his own zone. Avoids Casey. Bauman lost it to Gunther, but it's out to center ice now. And Gunther dumps it back into the MSJ zone. And backboard is Bombargi. Had it knocked down in the zone by Casey. Comes out of the zone now. Casey looking for it. Lost it to Bauman. Bauman over the red line. Bauman goes down as Johnson bumps him. Puck trickled in for a moment to the Raider zone. comes back out again. Brisbane back too far for Bauman, poked back out to center by Daly. Maxfield fanned on it. Now Bomborgi at his own line for the Mounties. Pass knocked down by Alberico, goes to Smith. Smith sends it to the Mountie line where Bomborgi fires the length of the ice. It goes wide of Coppinger as he came way out of the cage. Skating it out to center, J.B. Smith. J.B. Smith got it into the Mountie zone, then gets hit by Brisbane. Puck loose as Alberico can't find it. J.B. Smith chopping at it. Finally comes out to center. Matt Daly sends it off the near boards to the Mountie line where Babb sends it all the way back down to the Raider zone. And Eric Abel chases it down, but it will be icing against MSJ. 3:12 remaining here in the second period. Game 2 of our doubleheader, the second MSJ-Rutland matchup. And McGregor-Chadwick goal is held up so far 1-0 MSJ. And I think the ice conditions have a lot to do with this play here in the second period.
The frustration is starting to show on either team, too.
It's
getting
slow
really,
ice.
really scrappy.
Yeah, it's just real slow ice here.
Now we're going to have a few penalties down below us here a second ago.
Draw to the left of Hogan, off the draw. Jen Everett lost it to Cosgrove, and Trey Schaft manages to clear it out to center to Vaccaro from outside the line, shoots it in behind Hogan. Over for it from Borgi, swats it around, can't clear it. Vaccaro on the far boards. Frankie Vaccaro fires in, deflected off Jen Everett's stick in on Hogan, and Hogan covers up as he stayed with it and made a nice save. 2:54 left, second period, 1-0 MSJ. As Trevor Schaft skates in for MSJ. Henry Alberico, Jason Johnson, Jen Everett, Sam Hall, and Frankie Vaccaro in there right now for Rutland. A draw to the right of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. Abel and Johnson, it goes to Jen Everett. The end board in behind Hogan. Lost the puck to Kurt Bomborgi. Finds an opening. Can't clear it out, though. Kept in by Vaccaro. Flips it to the circle. Way up into the air it goes, and got a whistle. Was it hit by a high stick?
It'll be a high stick on Rutland.
No, if it is, it would be, the draw would be at the other end, right?
Huh, maybe not.
At any rate, the draw would, and is going to come to the right of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. 2:39 left, second period. MSJ with a 1-0 lead. TJ Moran will take the draw for Rutland High. Jeff Brisbane for MSJ. Off the draw, it's in the circle. Moran sends it in front, and poking it away is Hogan. Goodchild was right there, and the Mounties clear it out to center. Daly knocks it back into the zone. Now Moran with it. Moran right to left, ridden off the puck. Brisbane comes over. Brisbane out to Bauman, to Chadwick at center. Chadwick over the red line for the Mounties. Bumped by J.B. Smith as he gets it into the Raider zone. Bauman picks it up. Bauman to the far corner. Bauman and Moran bump. As Moran goes down, Chadwick comes over. J.B. Smith comes over, and they finally tie it up, far corner in the Raider zone. And we got a stoppage in play with 2:09 left in the second period. 1-0 MSJ.
The excitement has halted. Both teams at equal strength. Both goalies with roughly 6 saves apiece this period. Mike Coppinger and Mike Hogan for MSJ.
TJ Moran and Jeff Brisbane on the draw to the left of Coppinger in the Raider zone. Off the draw, bouncing puck to J.B. Smith, swats it behind his own goaltender, but Bauman will dig it out of the corner. Luke Bauman looking, lost it at the circle to T.J. Moran, skates it up to center. Pass deflected by Brisbane, but played by Goodchild over the Mountie line. Wanted to go back to Moran, and will trickle wide of Hogan, but there is Campbell. Has it knocked down by Chadwick. They both go down as they bump. Campbell at the end board now. Campbell hit by Chadwick, knocked away by Hogan behind the cage. Chadwick swats it around to the far boards. Moran digs it out, gets bumped by Doherty. Goodchild comes over. He's hit by Bomborgi. Doherty comes over, tries to clear it. J.B. Smith kept it alive, top of the circle, and now with it is Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties. Out to center. Jeff Brisbane pokes it into the Raiders zone, tries to chase it down as he gets hit by Daly. It goes in behind Coppinger. He leaves it for J.B. Smith. Swings it around, far boards now for Ryan Maxfield, who clears it to center. Now Cosgrove with it, and he steers it back in behind Coppinger, and Coppinger will leave it for J.B. Smith. Backhands it to the far corner. Off the corner it goes. Abel kept it alive, sent it to the circle. Now T.J. Moran with it. A minute left, second period, 1-0 Mounties, as the Raiders ice the puck. It goes the length of the ice wide of Hogan, and we'll have the draw back in the Coppinger, to the right of Coppinger in the Raiders zone. 57 seconds left in the second period. So after a fast-paced first period, the second period has been rather slow. It's got a lot to do with the ice, we will add again, being very wet.
Both teams have also picked up the physical pace a little bit.
Yeah, it is more physical, we might add. Try to the right of Coppinger. It goes to Frankie Vaccaro. Starts it behind his own goaltender. Swats it off. Wanted to go to Maxfield and went by him, but Borgi couldn't keep it at the point. Cosgrove back in the Mountie zone now for MSJ. Pass too far for Abel to Vaccaro at the red line. And at the Gunther to Maxfield. But Maxfield sends it near corner Mountie zone as Gunther's hit by Cosgrove. Maxfield comes over, goes down at the end board. Puck comes loose. Casey with it. His shot goes in wide of Hogan. Abel tries to clear and does, as Vaccaro couldn't keep it in at the point. 24 seconds left in the second period. Now with it at center as Eric Gable lost it to Vaccaro to Sam Hall. Sam Hall will start it back toward his own goaltender. Ridden off the puck by Abel in forechecking. Puck comes loose. Gunther with it now. Gunther bumped by Abel. It goes to Sam Hall. All behind his own goaltender. 8 seconds left in the second period. Wants to come up for Casey. Kept in by Shaft at the circle. Now to Cosgrove with 3 seconds left. And he can't get a good shot away. It trickles to the slot as time expires, ending the second period. So we played 2 periods, and after 2, it's the same as what happened after 1. McGregor Chadwick's goal for MSJ with 10 minutes remaining in the first.
For Mountie goalie Mike Hogan, 3 for a 2-period total of 10. For Raider goalie Mike Coppinger, 5 for a 2-period total of 20.
MSJ 1 and Rutland nothing. They did not make the ice. They've just they've gone over the ice with the Zamboni, but they did not put the water down and so forth. They're not going to go through with that puddle problem that we had in the second period. They're just wiping the snow off. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, the result of this, we should see a much faster game. Hopefully you won't see the puck stopping it all, that's for sure.
So they did not put the water down because it's relatively warm. The ice, the water not freezing as quickly as it usually does. And it was a problem in the second period. It was a problem in one of the periods of that first matchup tonight between the Otters and Schenectady. At any rate, the only goal of the game happened with 10 minutes left in the first period. A goal by McGregor Chadwick tucking in his own rebound. And the assist going to Jeff Brisbane and Chris Cosgrove.
Well, certainly having their opportunities, though. It's too bad that the ice was a factor in a lot of their playmaking with that power play.
So we'll see what happens here in the third period. Unlike the championship game of the holiday tournament, if indeed they do end regulation in a tie, they will only play one sudden death overtime period, which is the way they do things in the regular season. The only reason they kept on going in that championship game was because it was a championship game of a tournament, and it did go into the books as a tie after one sudden death overtime period. So there's always that possibility for overtime, of course, a one-goal game.
And we don't mind it tonight at all, do we?
Not really. Only and clear off the snow, more or less.
The drawback, though, being when you scrape the ice like this, there is a lot of ruts that will show. And that could be a factor on someone's breakaway.
There are still puddles, especially along the boards.
Yeah, there still is. As a matter of fact, the ice just below us here I don't think is fully frozen. You can see reflections of the wet spots.
Still waiting for the appearances of both teams here. As I say that, the Raiders back out, led by T.J. Moran, and Mountie should be out momentarily. The only goal of the game, McGregor Chadwick tucking in his own rebound with 10 minutes left in the first period for MSJ. things on the way in the third period.
One of the few games throughout the year that we called is this one right here, and it's a very tough one to decide upon, right down to the wire. It's hard to tell who's going to do what. Third period, this is where all the decisions are going to be made right here.
And the Mounties are out, and we'll be set to go for third period action. Nice job, Jamie Greeno tonight, our engineer. A long night of hockey that all started at 5:20. We got on the air 4 hours ago. Now approaching 9:20.
I feel like I've been here all day. I think I have.
Yes, you have.
Started about 3.
In the third period, MSJ will be going left to right. Mike Coppinger in the goal for the Raiders off to our right. Rutland will be going right to left. Mike Hogan in goal for the Mounties off to our left. And we'll be set to go here in just a moment. A 1-0 hockey game. MSJ with that lead on the goal by McGregor Chadwick with 10 minutes remaining in the first period.
Just to recap on the save department, we have Mike Coppinger for Rutland with 23 saves on the night, and Mike Hogan with 12.
Bargy and Cosgrove are the points for MSJ. Bauman, Chadwick, and Brisbane will be up front. Daly and J.B. Smith at the points for Rutland. Goodchild, Campbell, and T.J. Moran on the line. Again, Rutland is the home team tonight, wearing the home whites, MSJ in the traveling greens. All right, we're set to go. Third period action, MSJ with a 1-0 lead. T.J. Moran will take the draw for the Raiders. Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties. Puck down. We're underway here in the third period. It goes to Bauman, and it's poked away. Bombargi finds it, sends it into the Raiders zone, and backboard is Matt Daly behind his own goaltender. Daly left wing pass for Goodchild. Knocked down by Brisbane to Bauman. Skates it right to left, and he's knocked off the puck, and with it is Brian Goodchild. Clears it out to center for T.J. Moran. Hit at the line by Bombargi. Bombargi back in his own zone. Bombargi right wing side. Clears it up to center. It goes off Brisbane to Cosgrove. Gets it out to Chadwick to Brisbane at center. Over the Raider line. Brisbane to the left wing circle. Bumped by Smith. Still controlling. Trying to send it in front, and the puck knocked away the length of the ice by Matt Daly. And this will stop right at the line. It didn't go all the way, and that's because of that slow ice. Here's T.J. Moran in the Mountie zone. T.J. Moran left to right. Fires in, and the save by Hogan as he covered up nicely as Moran tried to put it right between the wickets there, and covering up nicely was Mike Hogan.
Boy, talk about a wall right there, huh?
Well, you could have done that again and stopped right on the line. No icing. Early going third period. 1-0 Mounties over the Raiders. Draw to the right of Mike Hogan. In the Mountie zone, Babb and Gunther, and with it is Bombargi. Swats it around to the far boards. Vaccaro with it. Vaccaro sends it in behind Hogan. Took a funny bounce. Hogan steers it away, but Casey with it. Casey to the right wing circle. Casey along the far boards for Maxfield now, far corner. Bumped by Babb, and Cosgrove comes over. Cosgrove left wing pass for Trey Schaff. Trey Schaff skates it out to center. Trey Schaff now up to the red line. His pass intended for Abel. Intercepted by Gunther. Back over the red line. Gunther over the Mountie line. Let's fly. Save. Hogan, he covers up between the pads and smothers the puck as the puck dropped to the ice. And we'll have a draw to the right of Mike Hogan. Pretty good shot there and a nice save by Mike Hogan. 13:38 left in the third period. 1-0 MSJ. Draw to the right of Hogan. Gunther, Maxfield, Casey, J.B. Smith, and Matt Daly for Rutland. The majority is in. for MSJ. Draw between Brisbane and Gunther. It goes to Bauman. Can't clear it. Smith at the point. His shot knocked down and intercepted by Brisbane at the circle. Get it out to center. Skates it over the Raider line to the right wing circle. Cuts in. And the shot from Bauman. Save it, and the rebound. They score! 2-0 MSJ. With 13:25 remaining here in the hockey game. I'm not sure who they're going to give that one to.
I think Bauman got the goal.
It might be Bauman.
Luke Bauman.
It is Luke Bauman on the goal. McGregor Chadwick and Jeff Brisbane on the assist. They went cutting in. Luke Bauman does get the goal. It's 2-0 MSJ. And that is a huge goal for the Mounties. Play back in. It's in the Raiders zone as J.B. Smith knocked down. Got it to Johnson. Couldn't clear. Doherty keeps it in. His shot knocked down. It comes out to center. Jeff McFerrin knocked it out to center. With it now is Johnson, and he lost it to Trevor Schaff. He's bumped. It goes to Abel over the line. Abel to the right wing circle. Fires in on Coppinger. Makes the save and covers up. It was a nice play, and then, of course, that was screened just a bit, but Bauman getting the goal, and it's 2-0 MSJ, and the draw will come in the Raiders zone here.
Chadwick had the initiative on that when he came from the right-hand side of the net. Dished it across, Brisbane to Bauman, and in.
Draw to the left of Mike Coppinger in the Raiders zone. TJ Moran and Brisbane on the draw, and off the draw still in the circle. Chadwick fires it, save. Coppinger a beauty. Brisbane plays the puck near corner, goes to Sam Hall, swings it around. Over forward is Campbell, but Cosgrove there to Chadwick from the circle. In front, Bauman couldn't get a stick on it, went by him along the near boards, and Hall clears it out to center. Backboard from Borgie. From Borgie up to McGregor. Chadwick from outside the Raider line dumps it in behind Coppinger, and around the boards it comes along the near boards. Goodchild now to the end board, his own zone. Goodchild swings it around for Campbell. Campbell's pass too far for Moran. Will go the length of the ice. It'll be icing against Rutland High. We'll have the draw back in the Raider zone to the right of Mike Coppinger. 2-0 Mounties, 12:24 left here in the hockey game.
The Mounties out of nowhere on that last drive. Chadwick, Brisbane to Bowman.
Bauman. Bauman got
Just trying to see if you're awake on that one, Jack.
Oh, you are awake. Gunther and Abel on the draw to the right of Coppinger. Abel for the Mounties, Gunther for the Raiders. It goes to Daly, swats it around along the near boards. Wanted to come up for Maxfield. Trevor Schaff in there along with Doherty. Sent it to the slot. Trey Schaff backhander save. Coppinger from halfway down the slot. And Matt Daly with it. Daly sends it out right wing side for Casey. Intercepted in the zone by Abel. Sends it in on Coppinger. Sticks it to the near boards. Trevor Schaff comes over. And to Trey Schaff. Gets away a weak shot save. Coppinger and Daly now is hit behind his own cage by Abel. It goes to Casey. Back to Daly now along the far boards. Raiders still in their own zone. Casey with it. Casey flips it up to center, and now with it Cosgrove inside the red line. Dumps it back into the Raiders zone near corner. Back forward is J.B. Smith. J.B. Smith along the near boards for Ryan Maxfield. And he backhands it out to center all the way back down to the Mountie zone, and back forward Cosgrove. Chased by Gunther. Cosgrove behind his own cage. Cosgrove sends it out. Kept in along the far boards by Casey. Lost it at the circle. Abel with it along the far boards. Abel skates it out to center. Up to the red line and dumps it in to the Raiders zone in behind Coppinger. And back forward is Matt Daly. Daly with it. Daly off the near boards. Wanted to go to Maxfield. Almost picked off by Brisbane. It goes to Cosgrove in the zone. Cosgrove backhands it to the slot. Brisbane poking at it. Now to Bauman left wing circle. Bauman skates it to the top of the circle now. Backhands it to the corner to the end board now for McGregor Chadwick. Hit by J.B. Smith. McGregor Chadwick still has it. Hit by Smith again. Comes loose. Gunther tries to clear it away. Kept in by Bauman along the far board. Skates it left to right. Dumps it to the near corner. Raiders zone. And a back for Daly. Swings it around. Cosgrove keeps it in. Far boards. Shoots it in on Coppinger. Makes the save and hangs on. 10:44 left in the game. MSJ with a 2-0 lead. Getting a goal here in the third period. Luke Bauman. McGregor Chadwick scoring in the first period.
MSJ putting in a lot of pressure on Coppinger. Rutland originally had the initiative on the last drive. MSJ comes out of nowhere.
TJ Moran on the draw with Jeff Brisbane to the right of Coppinger. Off the draw, goes to Chadwick. Chadwick sends it to the end board behind Coppinger as Brisbane with a changes direction. Brisbane to the near boards now. Mounties putting on the pressure, hit by Goodchild. Brisbane spun around by Hall now. Comes out to the right point to Bombargi. Lines it up and goes wide along the far boards. And there, Campbell swings it all the way into the Mountie zone where Bombargi got back. Couldn't clear. Campbell at the line, sends it in behind Hogan. And now with a Goodchild, sent it in front, deflected by Moran. Mounties can't clear. Hall from the line. Shot knocked down by Brisbane at the slot. Poked at by Campbell. Now to the left wing circle to Goodchild. Left point out of Vaccaro along the near boards. Vaccaro now to the end board for Brian Goodchild. In behind Hogan. Wants to go to Moran and is cleared out to center by Bombargi on a nice play. Vaccaro from outside the line fires all the way in. Glove by Hogan. Delivered offside though. And the draw will come back in the Raider zone to the left of Mike Coppinger.
Raiders with a little offensive spurt.
9:54 left in the game. 2-0 MSJ. Bill Babb in with Trevor Schaft, Trey Schaft, also Kevin Doherty and Chris Cosgrove. Johnson, Everett, J.B. Smith, Matt Daly, and Henry Albarico for the Raiders. Mounties have it in the Raiders zone as Trey Schaft sends it out to the left point to Cosgrove and wanted to go to the right point to Doherty. Comes out of the zone. Doherty backs it up toward his own line. Knocked down by Everett. But Johnson, Doherty gets it back again. Kevin Doherty skates it to the red line. Fires all the way in on Coppinger, and he steers it now and leaves it for Matt Daly. Daly sends it to the near corner. Jen Everett over. And also J.B. Smith is over there. Jen Everett with the puck in behind Mike Coppinger. Changes direction now. And Everett left wing side. Sends it out but can't clear it. Doherty keeps it in at the line. Backhands it in wide of Coppinger to Matt Daly. Daly tries to clear. Kept in by Doherty. Backhands it to the circle. And finally with it is Matt Daly, and he clears it the length of the ice. And this will be icing if it makes it. Yes, it makes it to the line. And we'll have the draw back in the Raider zone to the right of Mike Coppinger. 9:03 left in the game. 2-0 MSJ. Matchup number 2 for Kurt Bombargi. Sends it to Cosgrove. Cosgrove has it knocked down, but it goes to Brisbane at center. Brisbane dumps it into the Raider zone near corner and behind Coppinger. It goes. Coppinger leaves it for Sam Hall, and we have a high sticking call coming up against Rutland's Ryan Maxfield, and MSJ will be going on the power play. With 8:49 remaining in the game, a power play opportunity. I believe it's how many power play opportunities for MSJ?
MSJ so far has had one power play opportunity so far for MSJ.
So this is their second. Goodchild, Campbell, and Daly come back in for Rutland. 8:49 left. Next goal, of course, always the big one. MSJ gets it, the 3-goal lead. Rutland gets it, the lead down to 1. And MSJ going on to the power play. Second power play opportunity of the game for the Mounties. The Mounties scoring from McGregor, Chadwick, and Luke Bauman here tonight. Bauman here in the third period. Chadwick back in the first period. Draw to the right of Mike Coppinger. And it goes to the end board, or the far boards, as the Mounties send it in behind Coppinger and back forward Daly, and Daly clears it out to center. It'll trickle into the Mountie zone, and back forward is Kurt Bombargi for MSJ. The Mounties on the power play. Bombargi behind his own goaltender. Starts it up the middle now. Bombargi's left wing pass up to center for Bauman over the red line. Chopped away by Goodchild. Back to the Mountie line. Bombargi lost it to Campbell. Bombargi gets it back again. Lost it to Campbell again. And then Bombargi gets it back out to center to Trey Schaft up over the red line. Trey Schaft backhands it into the Raiders zone to the end board. And a back forward Frankie Vaccaro bumped by Chadwick. Now digging it out for the Mounties, Trey Schaft. The Mounties on the power play, a minute 14 left. Trey Schaft left to right. And it's knocked away and comes all the way back out to center. Trickles back into the Mountie zone and back forward Kurt Bombargi. 1:05 left in the Mountie power play. Bombargi off the stick of Chadwick back into the Raiders zone. Daly got it to Vaccaro, clears it out to center and back forward Bombargi. Has it chopped down by Moran. Bombargi gets it back again. Gets it to McGregor, Chadwick, and he steers it into the Raiders zone. 50 seconds left on the Mountie power play. 7:37 left in the game. 2-0 MSJ as Daly clears it out to center, and with it is Cosgrove. Cosgrove dumps it back back into the Raiders zone off Casey to Daly, and Daly clears it back to center. Cosgrove steers it back into the Raiders zone where Casey sends it back out to center, all the way into the Mountie zone, chased down by Moran, right to left, his backhander, he scores! TJ Moran, short-handed, 2-1 MSJ, 7:18 left in the hockey game.
TJ Moran getting the goal on that one, catching MSJ's defenseman way up in the neutral zone. All alone on that one. Came in on Mike Hogan.
TJ Moran chased it down, and he knocked it in past Hogan. Casey on the assist. Still 30 seconds left on the MSJ power play. That's a shorthanded goal. The hero of game one, TJ Moran. .7:18 left in the game. And still 30 seconds left on the MSJ power play. Rutland with its timeout here. So the Mountie is getting the goal in the first period. McGregor Chadwick getting a goal here in the third period from Luke Bauman. And one on the power play. Still have 30 seconds left in the power play opportunity. And TJ Moran, who skated it down in the Mountie zone, beat Mike Hogan on the shorthanded goal. It's 2-1 at Mounties now with 7:18 left in the game. Again, still 30 seconds left in Ryan Maxfield's penalty.
Very, very big goal for Rutland right here. This could be the actual boost that could put them over the top here, emotionally.
Well, we say when it's a two-goal game, it's an old cliche, but the thing is that the next goal is so important. The team that's leading by 2 gets it. They get the 3-goal lead, obviously, and are in pretty good shape. The other team gets it, all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game again. And that's exactly what happened here with TJ Moran's goal. 2-1, MSJ with 7:18 remaining here in the hockey game, and still 30 seconds left on the MSJ power play. That makes it doubly tough for MSJ because it was shorthanded. MSJ got an opportunity to get a 3-goal lead.
They actually got caught up on that play. TJ Moran just outraced the MSJ defense. Right in on Mike Hogan. Could be the hero in this one.
Well, we'll see what happens here now as play back in after the timeout. J.B. Smith, his own line knocked down by Bauman at center. J.B. Smith and Bauman along the near boards. Bauman gets it into the Raider zone. Luke Bauman lost it to J.B. Smith. Taps it out to center. Bamorgi with it over the Raider line. Bamorgi left to right to the right wing circle. His pass knocked down. Gets it back again at the end board. Tries to center it. Bauman there. Back in to save. Coppinger a beauty. Rebound knocked away. It comes out to Brisbane. Brisbane loses it as Campbell has it. Brisbane gets it back again. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. Campbell finds it and clears it the length of the ice. And this will go wide. No, it won't even get to the line. It would have been icing. As the Raiders had it for a moment, Maxfield had it. Now McGregor Chadwick lost it to Maxfield in the Mountie zone. In front now to Goodchild, and he scores on the second try. Goodchild ties it up at 2 apiece. 6:31 left in the hockey game. Goodchild initially tried it. Hogan came up with it. Goodchild tucked in the rebound. His second try. Goodchild on the goal. It's 2-2. This is like deja vu all over again. MSJ
unbelievable.
3-goal lead in that earlier game in the third period. A 2-goal lead here tonight. Ryan Maxfield and Gene Campbell on the assist. Goodchild on the goal. And it's all tied up at 2-2 with 6:31 left in the hockey game, at least in regulation. So MSJ had the 2-0 lead, and Rutland's come back to tie it. That earlier game, MSJ had the 4-1 lead. Rutland tied it at 4-4 in the third period. They're bringing out the squeegees here to do some house cleaning. That stuff that I was talking about was thrown out onto the ice. The stuff that comes out of the can or something.
The silly string.
Okay.
Boy, you couldn't ask for a better comeback for Rutland. Unreal. Right when they need to be putting on the pressure.
I believe Hogan he made the initial save. I know that Goodchild slapped at it twice.
Campbell gave him a nice pass. Right over to the right-hand side.
Play back in at a 2-2 hockey game. We're going to go to the wire again. MSJ and Rutland in hockey matchup number 2. It's in the Raiders zone and backboard Frankie Vaccaro. Vaccaro behind his own cage. Vaccaro starts it up the middle now. Vaccaro's pass too far for Johnson. Backboard Doherty in his own zone for MSJ. Backhands it up to center. All the way to the Raider line where Daly has it. Daly lost it to Trey Schaff. Trey Schaff left to right. Lost it to Gunther at the Raider line. Gunther dumps it into the Mountie zone. In behind Hogan. Comes to the near side now. Kurt Pomborgi with it. Trying to clear it out. Kept in by Maxfield. And he sends it in behind Hogan to the far corner. Over for it. Well, Doherty lost it to Gunther as it took that funny bounce again. Doherty gets it again. Poked away by Johnson. Babb breaks it loose now to Trey Schaff. Trey Schaff off the far boards to Abel over the Raider line. Eric Abel left to right. Hit by Vaccaro. Back towards Daly. Daly behind his own cage. Matt Daly starts it out right wing side. Daly sends it up to Johnson. Johnson up at center. Sends it ahead down to Mike Gunther. Gunther to the Mountie line. And he lets fly wide of Hogan off the end board. Played by Kevin Doherty. And Doherty ices the puck. This will be icing against MSJ. 2-2 hockey game. It's 5:19 left in regulation. MSJ and Rutland. We're seeing another one here tonight, folks.
Boy, after a scoreless second period, we really have our work cut out for us in this one.
TJ Moran, Campbell, and Goodchild, J.B. Smith. And now Frankie Vaccaro. I knew they were one short. Brisbane, Bauman, and Chadwick. Osgrove is in there, and also Kurt Pomborgi for MSJ. The draw to the left of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone.
Two of the big guns for Rutland scoring those last 2 goals, T.J. Moran and Brian Goodchild, bringing him back up to the tie.
Brisbane and Moran on the draw to the left of Hogan. Bouncing puck in the circle. Moran shoots it in wide of Hogan. Comes along the near boards for Vaccaro. Fires in, save. Hogan drops to his feet and he covers up. Well, MSJ dominating play throughout until they took the 2-0 lead. Since Moran's shorthanded goal, things have turned around a bit. Moran scoring shorthanded, then Goodchild got the equalizer. 2-2 hockey game with 5:11 left in the third period here at Royce Mandigo, MSJ and Rutland. Moran and Brisbane on the draw to the right of Hogan. Off the draw, it's in the circle. They send it to the corner. Bomborgi with it. Borgi has it knocked down. It's Goodchild with it left to right. Trying to scoot it in front. Puck loose at the slot. Comes out to Vaccaro. Shoots it in. Deflected to the far corner off Moran. Dug out by Goodchild to the right point it goes. The shot comes in. Saved by Hogan. And he covers up on the rebound. Shot came in from the right point from J.B. Smith. 4:54 left in the third period. It's 2-2. The draw to the left of Hogan. T.J. Moran against Jeff Brisbane.
Rutland has their top scoring line out there now. Let's see if we can get something done for Rutland.
Moran and Brisbane on the draw. Bouncing puck in the circle. Moran, a Goodchild down the slot. Shot stopped in front by Bomborgi. Great play. Out to center, Chadwick. Chadwick over the Raider line. Chadwick to the far board. Stops. He goes now for Brisbane, but Moran steals. Moran ahead to Goodchild. Goodchild over the Mountie line. Goodchild wanted to go back to Moran. Knocked away, but he does get it to Moran at the circle. Moran goes down as he's hit by Doherty. There, the Mounties clear it out to center back for J.B. Smith. Sends the puck into the Mountie zone. It would have been a delayed offside. Brisbane with it at center for MSJ. Over the Raider line. Hope checked away out to center. It goes to Doherty. Sends it off the near boards, and coming over for it is Bauman. Swats it into the Raider zone behind Coppinger. Backboard, Matt Daly. 4:10 left in regulation. It's 2-2. Up to center, the pass intercepted at center nicely by Eric Gable, and he dumps it into the Raider zone in behind Coppinger. Coppinger leaves it for J.B. Smith. Swings it around far boards for Campbell. Lost it to Trey Schaff. Trey Schaff lost it, though, as the Raiders clear it back out to center. Matt Daly. Doherty finds it, sends it back into the Raider zone. It came from outside the red line, and this will be icing against MSJ. The draw to the right of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. 3:51 left in regulation. It's 2-2.
Down to heart attack time for either coach.
I think they've had one already this year. Mike Gunther for Rutland and Bill Babb for MSJ to the right of Hogan in the Mountie zone. Off the draw. It's in the circle, and Gunther poking at it. Abel along the near boards. Gunther digs it out. Gunther bumped hard by Cosgrove. Abel tries to clear it away. Vaccaro along the near boards. Fires in wide of Hogan. Comes all the way around the boards. Trey Schaff with it now, and he'll start it behind his own goaltender. Sends it out of Cosgrove far corner. Cosgrove swings it around near side for Abel. Abel lost it to Maxfield along the line. Has it knocked on Maxfield again. Fires in. Save! Mike Hogan, and he covers up as the puck went to his feet. Maxfield with a bid from the top of the left wing circle. 3:22 left, third period. It's Rutland 2, MSJ 2. There's Brisbane and Bauman and Bomborgi, and McGregor, Chadwick, Moran, Goodchild, Campbell, J.B. Smith, Frankie Vaccaro for the Raiders. Draw to the right of Hogan. TJ Moran on the draw with Brisbane, still in the circle. Goodchild backhander knocked away by Hogan to the far corner. McGregor Chadwick tries to clear. Vaccaro to the top of the circle, lost it at the circle to Cosgrove. Cosgrove tries to skate it out, poked away, but it goes to Brisbane. Brisbane at center. Brisbane now bumped. He gets it to Bomborgi. Now to McGregor Chadwick. 2-2.
Both teams skating with both first lines for the last 2 minutes. They got to be tired.
Draw to the right of Coppinger, Moran, and Brisbane. It goes to the end board. Chops it around along the near boards. Brisbane keeps it in for MSJ. Hit by Smith. Moran swats it around far boards. Over is Cosgrove. Cosgrove fires in for the far boards. Knocked away by Coppinger. And Moran clears it all the way back down into the bounty zone. It will stop before it gets to the line. Backboard Bomborgi. 2:15 left in regulation. It's 2-2. Bomborgi off the stick of Bab, who directs it all the way into the Raider zone. And backboard is Matt Daly. Daly swings it around far boards. It goes to Cosgrove, though, to Bab. Bab initially fanned on it, bumped by Vaccaro. Comes back out to the left point to Cosgrove, shoots it in, deflected by Schaff to the end board. Daly tries to clear, finally poked boards, fires in, save, Coppinger, and he smothers the puck as it went to the ice. We'll have a stoppage in play and a draw in the Raider zone. 1:27 left in regulation. It's 2-2.
Definitely crunch time for both teams. With 1:27 left, doesn't leave much for the imagination here.
Well, the draw to the left of Mike Coppinger, I would say for all intents and purposes, we're in overtime right now. But who knows? TJ Moran for the Raiders, Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties, and off the draw, it goes to J.B. Smith, swats it around far boards for Gene Campbell.
Wide open, plenty of time to shoot.
Wanted to go up to Goodchild, comes to Bomborgi, shoots it in, deflected, and never got all the way in. Less than a minute remaining in regulation. 2-2, Moran over the red line, dumps it into the Mountie zone. Bomborgi got it back out to center. Now with it is Brisbane. Brisbane over the Raider line. Jeff Brisbane to the left wing circle, far boards. He holds it, he's looking. He goes down to Bauman. Bauman at the end board, lost it to Goodchild, but Bauman got it back and sends it out along the far boards to Doherty. Doherty flips it to the top of the slot for Brisbane. Brisbane now to Bomborgi. Bomborgi dumps it in front, knocked away, right wing circle, Brisbane with it. Fires in, saved by Coppinger. Coppinger leaves it for Moran. Moran looking. Moran sends it out now for Campbell. 25 seconds left in regulation. Campbell is center up over the red line. Shoots it in wide of Hogan. We got a penalty coming up here. And here it comes. A hooking call with 19 seconds left in regulation. It is 2-2.
McGregor Chadwick?
It is McGregor Chadwick, I believe, going on for hooking. The Raiders will be going on the power play. And so they'll have a power play for the rest of regulation and going into overtime if it gets that far.
Well, we know which coach is going to have a heart attack now.
19 seconds left in regulation. They played 3 overtimes in the championship game of the holiday tournament. They are 19 seconds away from going to overtime again. The difference is this one will only go 1 overtime unless somebody scores in the next 19 seconds.
As we said, it'd be anybody's game. Down to the last seconds, just like the last time. 19 seconds is a lot of time to move the puck around in your own zone.
And Rutland is on the power play. 2-2 with 19 seconds remaining in regulation. And the draw will come in the Mountie zone, I believe.
It should, and it is.
It'll be to the left of Mike Hogan. TJ Moran will take the draw for the Raiders. Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties. Raiders are on the power play with Moran, Goodchild, Vaccaro, Matt Daly, and Campbell, Bauman, Brisbane. I don't know what the delay is here. What's the big discussion?
They need one more player for MSJ.
Bombargi and Cosgrove now. Brisbane, Bauman, Bombargi, and Cosgrove. Chadwick off for hooking. Rutland on the power play. 2-2 left in the third period. 19 seconds. It's 2-2 and 19 seconds left in the period. Goes to Campbell along the far boards and skated out by Brisbane. Brisbane run off the puck at the red line. Daly swats it to the Mountie line. Cosgrove with it. And he lost it to Goodchild to the right wing circle. Fires in wide. 7 seconds left in the regulation. Vaccaro from the point. Knocked down at the circle. Brisbane finds it and clears it the length of the ice. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to overtime. It's 2-2, Rutland and MSJ. We go to overtime again, as we did in the championship game of the Holiday Tournament. 1:42 remaining on the Raider power play. We'll be back after this timeout.
There will be a 3-minute intermission followed by 1 8-minute sudden death overtime period. There is no score during the overtime period. The game will end as a tie.
Nobody scores at 8. It goes into the books as a tie. Just to explain something, this is the second time MSJ and Rutland have gone into overtime during the Holiday Tournament championship game. Of course, it went into overtime. They kept on going because they wanted to come to a winner, and that's why it went into the books as a tie after the first overtime period, even though Rutland went on to win it by a score of 5-4. So here's matchup number 2. They go into overtime again, 2-2, an 8-minute sudden death overtime period. First team to score wins. If nobody scores after 8, it does go as a tie. They don't keep on going in this one tonight. That's the way it would end. MSJ scoring in the first period, a goal by McGregor Chadwick to take a 1-0 lead. No scoring in the second period. Luke Bauman scored in the third period to put the Mounties up 2-0. And then the Mounties went on a power play. The Raiders came back with a shorthanded goal by TJ Moran to cut the lead to 2-1. And then it was Brian Goodchild who would tie it at 2-2 on a goal with 6:31 left in regulation. And as a matter of fact, going into overtime, the Raiders do have a power play for 1:42 as McGregor Chadwick went off for hooking with 19 seconds remaining in regulation. And quickly on the shots on goal, here's Perry Bove as we get set for the overtime. Can you believe it, folks? MSJ and Rutland, another overtime here at the Royce Mandigo Arena.
Mike Coppinger for Rutland topping off the saves with 35 for the game. And we have Mike Hogan for MSJ with 18.
18, both goaltenders outstanding. 35 saves for Mike Coppinger, 18 for Mike Hogan. MSJ will be going right to left in the overtime, and Rutland will be going left to right. It is an 8-minute sudden death overtime period. First team to score wins it. That's what sudden death is. Nobody scores after 8 minutes. I didn't hear.
McGregor Chadwick, I believe, is leaving the game.
I don't know what the... See if you can yell down to him and ask him what happened here. And right there. You know,
I believe he's thrown off for swearing.
Okay.
Disqualification for swearing. Disqualified for swearing.
Disqualified for swearing. Okay, game disqualification from Gregor Chadwick. He is serving the penalty. A minute 42 left on the original penalty for hooking. And so Rutland starts off the overtime period on a power play. So somebody else will have to go into the box. Earlier tonight, this is actually the second game of a doubleheader. It was Schenectady over the Honors 6-4. 2-2 MSJ and Rutland here going into the overtime as they're still discussing things here.
McGregor Chadwick scoring one of the 2 goals for MSJ. That's definitely going to hurt MSJ's overtime chances.
It'll be T.J. Moran, Frankie Vaccaro, Gene Campbell, and Matt Daly, and Brian Goodchild for the Raiders, Chris Cosgrove, Luke Bauman, Jeff Brisbane, and Kurt Bombargi for the Mounties. Mounties going left to right here in the sudden death overtime. The Raiders going right to left. We got to put the penalty back on the board, right? Fred LaFaso will serve the penalty. Now, what they do, put it up to a double minor. It's a double minor, I guess. So they gave him another penalty. It's 4:42. So the Raiders have a 4-minute and 42-second. As a matter of fact, it was a minute 42 left on it, right?
Double minor.
Raiders will have a power play for 4 minutes and 42 seconds.
And a misconduct.
Or a game disqualification. But 4:42, so the Raiders for virtually half the sudden death overtime will be on the power play.
Boy, not a good thing for MSJ at this point.
So we'll see what happens here in the sudden death overtime. 2-2.
But you never know.
Well,
T.J. Moran proved us wrong last time.
T.J. Moran and Jeff Brisbane on the draw. We're underway in the sudden death overtime. Bauman backhands it to the line. Brisbane skates it over the line. Brisbane cuts in on Coppinger. Save Coppinger, and he covers up with Bauman waiting at the doorstep. As the Raiders are on the power play, Matt Daly lost it to Brisbane, far corner. Brisbane controlling. Brisbane at the circle. Bumped by Vaccaro. They can't clear. Cosgrove at the point of Mike Hogan. 7:30 left in sudden death overtime. It's 2-2. 4:12 left on the Raider power play. T.J. Moran and Jeff Brisbane on the draw to the left of Hogan. And off the draw, goes to the far corner, over for Kurt Bombargi. Swats it all the way around, off the glass. Wanted to come up for Bauman, got it out to center. Bauman's pass intended for Brisbane, intercepted by Moran to Goodchild. To the line, fires in wide of Hogan. Off the end board, Hogan leaves it for Cosgrove, and Cosgrove clears it all the way back down into the Raider zone. And back forward is Matt Daly. Daly skates it out to center for Rutland High, over the red line, over the Mountie line. Matt Daly, right wing circle, flips it in, and deflected up over the glass and out of play. 7 minutes left in sudden death overtime. It's 2-2, 3:42 left on the Raider power play. Gunther, Maxfield, Casey come in. J.B. Smith, Goodchild remains in there. Doherty comes in for MSJ. Trey Shaft is in along with Eric Abel. The draw to the left of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. Gunther and Abel. Off the draw, Abel looking for it. Abel had it for a moment, knocked down. Doherty finds it and clears it back down into the Raider zone. It'll trickle in on Coppinger. He leaves it for Goose. Got it out to center for Casey. Casey hit by Bombargi. They're all falling down along the bench area here, and they smother the puck. We'll have a draw at center. 6:11 left in sudden death. It's 2-2. 2:53 left on the Raider power play.
MSJ playing some really intense defense. Really pinching really hard. Getting a couple of chances there. Brisbane had one early in the going. Hoping for a breakaway bid.
Brisbane And Moran on the draw at center, and off the draw it trickles into the Raiders zone. Backboard Brian Goodchild. Goodchild is hit. Brisbane steals in the zone. Brisbane right wing circle. Brisbane poked away by Matt Daly as it goes to Goodchild to Moran up to center. Moran up over the red line. Moran to the Mountie line, ridden off the puck, and Cosgrove finds it and shoots the puck all the way into the Raiders zone. As Coppinger way out of the cage, he leaves it for Matt Daly. Matt Daly in behind his own cage, starts it out left wing side for Rutland. 5:40 left in overtime. 2:20 left on the Raider power play. Vaccaro now. Vaccaro now to Campbell, to Moran at the slot, knocked away by Bombargi. Bombargi backhands it back down into the Raiders zone. Coppinger way out of the cage to leave it for Matt Daly. Daly starts it up to center now for Rutland High. Left wing pass for Goodchild over the Mountie line. Let's fly, deflected, it goes to Campbell, and his shot stopped by Bombargi, and he clears it the length of the ice. 5:15 left in overtime. It's 2-2. Minute 55 left on the Raider power play. Daly starts it out right wing side for Rutland High up to center. Matt Daly's pass intercepted for a moment by Schaff, got back by Moran. Moran has it in the zone. Moran in deep on Hogan. He shoots it in wide off the end board, played by Campbell to Daly. Left wing circle, flips it in. Save Hogan, and he covers up. So the Raiders had the bid for the game winner there. Moran, Campbell, and also Matt Daly. The Mounties had the earlier scoring opportunities. The Raiders with the opportunity there. 4:56 left in sudden death overtime. 2-2. Minute 38 left on the Raider power play.
TJ Moran shaking his head on that when he knew he had a perfect point-blank shot. He just went wide of the net. That was definitely a goal opportunity for Rutland.
And now it's another timeout. We'll keep it right here. 4:56 left in sudden death overtime. It's 2-2. The Mountie goals coming from McGregor Chadwick in the first period. Luke Bauman in the third period. But have given MSJ a 2-0 lead. The Raiders coming back on a shorthanded goal by TJ Moran. They cut it to 2-1. And a goal by Brian Goodchild that tied it up. Thus, we are now in sudden death overtime. 4:56 left in overtime. It's 2-2. Gregor Chadwick, a game disqualification after having the hooking call. I threw up a couple of double minors there, and the Mounties have spent the whole overtime killing off the Raider power play opportunity, and the Raiders still have a minute 38 left on that power play opportunity.
MSJ really has to regroup here and rethink their offense a little bit. They have a minute 38 left on penalty killing. 4:56 left in overtime. They can still do it with a few bids here. Brisbane with a couple of chances.
Brisbane had a chance right off the bat, and Abel had a chance a little bit later. Trevor Schaft serving the penalty for McGregor Chadwick, by the way. And Moran and Campbell and Matt Daly had the opportunity here just a few moments ago, especially Moran and Daly.
Overtime shots are all even at 2 apiece.
On the draw to the right of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. Moran and Brisbane on the draw. Off the draw, it comes out to Goodchild in the circle, fires in, save, rebound, they're poking at it. And finally, Hogan covers up. Vaccaro was right there, so was Cosgrove. They're playing it to the hill here as they did that first one. Draw to the right of Hogan. 4:50 left in overtime.
Rutland looking very hungry.
Of course, that earlier one won by Rutland in the third overtime, but it does go into the books as a 4-all tie. And Brisbane again on the draw. Moran to Goodchild, near corner. Goodchild and Bombargi. Bombargi with it now. And Bombargi manages to clear it out. Daly couldn't keep it in at the point. It came out offside Raiders. Minute 23 left on the Raider power play. Daly, Vaccaro, Goodchild, TJ Moran, and Campbell for the Raiders. Brisbane, Bombargi, Cosgrove, and Bauman for the Mounties.
Kurt Bombargi taking things into his own hand that time. One of the many times
He's
so
played
far.
a superb game tonight. TJ Moran and Brisbane on the draw just outside the Mountie line. It goes to Goodchild, backhands it into the Mountie zone, and Bombargi finds it and clears it the length of the ice. And it comes off by Bauman. Bauman over the line. Bauman will go in alone on Coppinger. And scores! Luke Bauman wins it for MSJ. Short-handed. 3-2 MSJ. second goal of the game, wins it for MSJ unassisted. And it is shorthanded. That's your final. MSJ 3, Rutland 2 with 4:10 left in sudden death overtime. Luke Bauman wins it for MSJ.